I'm back with a really sort of intense look for fall, and a lot of you guys have been asking for something like this, so I wanted to use this lipstick by MAC that I have. It's the Smoked Purple shade, and it's a matte, more like a dark vampy shade, and I absolutely love it. And I kind of combined it in this look with something a bit more dramatic on the eyes, as you can see. Now if this is too much for you, you can definitely do either or. You can just do the dark vampy lips, maybe just do a little bit of eyelining on the eyes, or you can do the eye makeup and just combine it with a nude lip. That'll definitely make it a bit more toned down, but I like wearing stuff like this, sort of more full on, and you know, it depends on everyone's comfort level. Like, some people might think this is a really great look for Halloween, and for other people this might be like something that they wear to work. It's really all about your own comfort level. I really don't like when people say, oh, that's not wearable, because you know, every person's different. I hope you guys enjoy this fall look, and if you like this tutorial, please remember to give the video a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot, guys, and that's it. Let's get started. So I'm starting off with the Kelly Quad that came out with the MAC Osbourne's collection. I'm using this kind of light, very light brown gray tone. It's kind of hard to describe this color, but it's like a perfect color for the crease, because this is really going to help when applying darker shadows so that they blend out really smoothly. So I'm using a crease brush just to apply that and really buff that out. And then I wanted to try out the Arabian Nights. This is that new palette from Sleek Makeup that I showed you recently. And I'm going in with this really deep purple shade. It looks kind of brownish on this camera actually, but it is very deep purple. And with a sort of more precise blending brush, I put that right into the crease and then just really buffed that out. Just really want to have a super intense look in the crease, and then I went in with this really light rose gold kind of color and applied that on the inner part of my lid, about 2/3 of the way in. So kind of start from the inner corner and then work outwards, just really packing that on. And on the very outer corner, I used this sort of dark brown, oh gosh, it's really hard to describe these colors, but it's kind of a taupey brown color, also shimmery, and I applied that just on the very outer corner of my eye onto the lid. And just to blend everything out, I used a matte eyeshadow underneath my brows. Since there's already a lot of shimmer going on in the lid, I wanted just to balance it out with a matte color under my brows, and it's just about the same color as my skin, so I'm really just kind of buffing that in and blending it out. Then on my lower lid, I wanted a bright green color, so I'm using this product by Makeup Forever. It's like a stick form, but it's also like a cream eyeshadow that really stays. It's actually waterproof. And I just applied that on my lower lash line, and I just blended it out using a pencil brush just to kind of soften that up. So then I went over that with this deep emerald color that's also in that palette, and I just put that right on top of the green base that I applied, and then just kind of buffed it out. Oh my gosh, how many times have I said buffed it out in this tutorial so far? Anyhow, now it's time to do the black liner, and for this I'm using this felt tip liner, also by Sleek Makeup, and I just applied that pretty thickly because I wanted sort of an exotic, almost sort of Arab inspired makeup eyeliner going on here, and I just winged that out. So if you actually need some tips on how to apply winged liner, I have a whole video that goes into detail where you can kind of see it really up close and step by step. And basically I just connected that with the lower lash line right now. And on the very inner corner I created this little point, so it kind of looks like this pointed inner corner, which I think is quite cute. And on the lower waterline I wanted to have a black color there, so I'm using also a pencil by Makeup Forever. This is again one of the waterproof products that they have. It really stays on the waterline, so I'm really liking this pencil for around the waterline area. And then it's time for mascara. I'm using my recent favorite by Illamasqua. It's called the Raven mascara, and it's just really thick and thickens up your lashes nicely. And then I actually did my foundation after I did my eye makeup. So I like to do this, especially if I've got a lot of strong, bold colors on the eyes, because then you can do some cleanup and without worrying that you're going to be messing up your base. So I used the Revlon Colorstay for this. I used this concealer by the makeup store, and I just applied that just below my eyes just to kind of buff away any shadows that I have there, and just to kind of make the makeup look a little bit more flawless. And set everything, of course, with a translucent powder before applying a bronzer. And this one is by The Body Shop, and I like it because it's not too dark, so it works really good on fair skin. I kind of just use that bronzer just to kind of brighten up my face a bit and also just to do a little bit of contouring. Next, I used this gorgeous blush by Illamasqua. I love this blush in the fall. It's kind of a mauve tone, but then it has a little bit of a golden shimmer to it. It's really, really pretty. And I applied that to the apples of my cheeks and just blended that out. And to highlight, I actually used the highlighting shade that's in the Anastasia Beverly Hills contouring kit and just buffed that out onto my cheekbones and also a little bit down the ridge of my nose and on my cupid's bow, and that looks really nice later when you apply the lipstick. So to do the lipstick, first you need to use a lip liner, especially with dark lipsticks. I find that this is really helpful because it helps you to stay within the line once you're applying the actual lipstick shade, and it makes sure that the color doesn't bleed outside your lips. And of course I'm using this one by MAC. It's the smoked purple shade that I was talking about earlier, and I love it for fall. I think this is such a great fall color because it's very intense and bold, and I think it's just very chic also. And I just applied that straight from the bullet and then used a lip brush just to kind of perfect it on the outer corners. Lastly, this is completely optional, but I did apply some false lashes. These are by House of Lashes. I forget the name of the model right now, but as always, I'll have all the products that I used listed below this video, so make sure to check the info box to see all the stuff that I used here. Guys, so that's it for the look. I really hope that you've enjoyed it, watching it, and if you did, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. You can also join me on Facebook, send your requests there. You can tweet me with your comments and follow me on Instagram to kind of see what I'm up to when I'm not doing these videos. And you know, now that I'm looking at this, I think I'm just going to make one little addition. I just want to see what it looks like. I'm just going to add a touch of gloss to this. I have got this lip gloss here. This is called So This Season. I love the name for this. Sadly, this was limited edition by MAC. So that's what the lips would look like if they were glossy. I love this shade. So if you have a sort of a vampy toned lip gloss, you can put that on top just sort of for a different look. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and yeah, please give me a thumbs up. I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but I work hard on these videos and it takes you guys 1 second, so if you don't mind, that would be great. And thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.